Now, on the drive segment, we always check out cars that are available on the market, and you'd be thinking, what is he doing with these two old bangers? Well, these cars are on the market, and we're going to be testing them out to see what is the appeal with driving a true blue American muscle. On my left, we've got a 1965 Ford Mustang first gen, and on my right is none other than the 1967 Chrysler New Yorker. Let's go and check these two babies out. Now, first up, I just want to say a very big thank you to Rainbird Classics for making this happen. I've got two of the hottest American muscle right here on India, and it's thanks to them. They've been around for 26 years, and they do stuff from pre-war vehicles all the way up to your favorite American or European classics, so thanks so much. Now, we're going to talk about this Ford Mustang over here. This car is the very car that gave birth to the idea of a pony car in America. This is supposed to be a compact car. Now you'll be thinking, how can this be compact? When you're comparing it to those kind of behemoths, you will understand why this was introduced way back in 1964. And in this particular iteration, this is Gen 1. You will realize that as the years go by, the styling changes, but this is really the definitive favorite for Mustangs. It's the whole long hood, short cap, and even shorter deck that really gives this car the lines that makes it so alluring, so yummy. And it comes with various engine iterations. In this particular unit, we have the 289 cubic inch, or in you and I speak, 4.7 liters, which has different levels of tune from 200 to 271. But what makes a Mustang a Mustang? When it was first introduced in 64, really there were several criteria that needed to be met. Amongst them, it couldn't cost more than $2,500 US, so it needed to be affordable. It needed to be compact, so it is smaller in dimension compared to other cars that are its contemporaries. It has a floor-mounted shifter, and generally speaking, it was supposed to be alluring for women, but also picked the interest of men, and that is why you have different types of Mustangs, and this particular one has the full-on body kit, which just makes it look even more garang. And this is definitely one of our favorite Mustang types available in the market in Malaysia or anywhere in the world. Then we move on to this behemoth of a vehicle, which is the Chrysler New Yorker. Now, did you know that the name New Yorker is one of the longest running nameplates in American automotive history? It's been used for about 57 years until it was discontinued in the late 90s. So it's been around since the late 30s, and this car definitely has a lot of heritage behind it. One thing for sure, it was the New Yorker that really upped the brand perception for Chrysler, putting it above regular Joe brands like Ford and Chevy, but really below the true blue luxury brands like Cadillac and Lincoln. So if you like thinking in modern terms, this is sort of like the BMW or Mercedes of America back then, when above them they would have the Bentleys and the Rolls Royces, which were the caddies, and below them all the other cars. So this car definitely has a lot of heritage, but this is quite a definitive design piece from the 1967 series. It's got long chrome lines. Forget coach lines. These guys just deal with chrome lines that starts from the very front of the vehicle that runs all the way to the back. And it's square to look at from the side, but it's just got so much detail and so much attention. But it just has this really, really imposing look when you look at it from any angle, really. This particular unit comes with the 428 cubic inch engine, which translates to above 7 liters. So it's got a big engine in here, but it's not even the biggest. It pushes out something along the lines of 375 bhp. So it's got a lot of power. But you see, American cars are known for one thing, and it's going fast in a straight line. So they might not have the best traits in handling, but if you're thinking of going fast in a straight line, definitely these cars are the one that you want to go for. You know, I was just talking to the guys from Rainburg, and they were saying that once you start driving an American car, it's just a different feeling altogether, and I sort of like have to agree with them. It just fills your senses with a certain type of occasion, man, and it's brilliant. It's quite something else. It's got 4.7 litres, a V8 nonetheless up front, and that pushes out anything between 200 to 271 bhp. I'm not quite sure which tune this engine is, but it's definitely one of the Windsor 238 V8, and it is, well, I thought it would be lumpy, but it's actually pretty smooth. It's very straightforward. It comes paired with this automatic, or rather cruise-matic in Mustang language, cruise-matic 3-speed automatic, and it is literally just one and go. Check that out, man. The power, it is just, woo. This car, despite being all metal, it only weighs about between 1.1 to 1.3 tons. It's actually pretty lightweight for the power that it has, and maneuverability, like I said earlier, American cars is not really about the maneuverability. It has a front engine, rear drive layout, and it's meant to do one thing and one thing only, which is this. Floor it and you will definitely feel the surge and the speed coming to you by the bucket loads. It's meant to go fast in a straight line. Right, in time for us to be driving this behemoth of a vehicle. Again, there's no better word for me to describe this, man. This is the Chrysler New Yorker, and it is a massive vehicle. From where I'm sitting right now, I can't even remember the last time I'm looking out of a vehicle and I can see the corners just so far away from me. The small little indicator lamps up front really tells me where the four corners of the car is. I can even see the back corner. Really, it is just big, has a lot of thrust, not immediately responsive, scary when you want it to be, oh my gosh, and there are bits flying about, but you know, these are just little niggles. This car pushes out 375 brake horsepower, so don't expect it to outpace, even though the power, right? Don't expect it to outpace a, say, a Golf GTI or one of the modern quick cars, because whilst it may have the firepower to go forward very quickly, but really it's not a vehicle for you to be doing fancy driving in. Interestingly enough, the suspension out back, they actually use leaf springs out back, and it just gives the car a very, very wallowy character, especially for the tail end, right? Because if you oversteer, do a little bit too much steering, you can definitely feel the car wafting about, and that's quite a feeling that you are not used to if you're used to driving modern cars. Check this out. Whoa. It literally is a boat just going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It's quite amazing. So that's why when you watch, you know, old American films, the car chase scenes are just so dramatic, because driving one of these, it's a very dramatic experience. Really, man, guys, when you want to buy a vehicle in Malaysia, you want to buy a car, it's not just about the brand new cars and also the new cars, but we also have true blue American muscle classics available on our shores. It's just a matter of finding the right one and matching one with your preferences. If you're thinking of going fast, if you're thinking of just cruising in style, you've got something for each and every one of you. The only thing you have to remember is to look at the right places and to look out for the right things. For example, these two cars over here, there's very little that you can go wrong with them. The Chrysler New Yorker and the Ford Mustang Gen 1. These are really gems of American muscle motoring, and it's great to be cruising with style, fast or slow, with one of these babies anytime, anywhere.
No chance of advancing on me, the greatest MC in the place to be. No replacing me or facing me, producers lacing me.